Okay, one more loaf. Let's put it over here. Yeah. Hey, I think we finished baking all the bread. Whew, it was a lot of work, but it looks really good. Want to see how I did it all? Stay tuned. All right, here we go. First we're going to start with making these little dessert cases. They're pretty straightforward. You're going to glue the little dessert, which this one's a strawberry shortcake kind of thing. And then we're going to bend the plastic piece over the top and put it into those little slots. And now we're going to do the same thing with the little macaroons. One thing that could be tricky on this one is these two little white pieces that you stick your desserts on. They are different sizes, so one's longer than the other. The longer one goes with the cute little macaroons, and the shorter one goes with the cake. Just pay attention to that. Now the macaroon case has a little extra do-dilly here. It's just a little, it looks like a little bench basically. So snap the pieces in. Again, these snap in nice and tight, so we don't even have to glue it. And then you're gonna put the macaroon display case on top. Now we're going to make a bunch of trays. We're going to make 4 of them. So just make sure you punch out all your pieces. Some of the little, you might have to sand down some of the edges. It doesn't punch out 100%. And also on this one, you have to look, there's a long slot and a short slot. So the side with the handles is for the long slot, and the other side is the sides. So just pay attention to that. And they do fit very tight. And being the smaller piece, they're a little rough on your fingers, but just keep going. When you put on the sides, just pay attention that there's going to be a little angle there. So you're going to put it on, it'll kind of pivot. So once you snap that on, you're going to line it up. And I put dabs of glue all over just to secure it. Now when you put glue on the inside, don't worry about it showing, because we're going to put a piece of paper on the inside and it'll cover it all up. Once it's all dry, we're going to gather our little breads, including our bear bread here. It's really cute. And this is simple, nice, easy task is putting these little newspapers in the bottom of the trays, and the best bakery in town. The only way I could read it is if I zoomed in. This is just me trying to read what's on there, but I thought I'd show you. So you just put the piece of paper on the bottom and the bread on the top. The little bear tray, this is going to hold the croissants and some breads and things. There's the little fresh baked cookies, little newspaper. It's fun because these pieces of paper actually have writing on them. It's kind of a shame that you cover them all up and don't ever see them ever again. But yeah, they actually have little print on there. But this one can be a little tricky. It's kind of like a puzzle. So do it in the order that they say, and this one does not snap in tight, so make sure you glue it. But the only tricky part is when we put this middle piece in, we're going to put a piece on top, and it's got to kind of hover in the air a little bit until you put the sides on. Here you're going to see how that little piece just kind of sits there, and just make sure it's level. That's probably the hardest part, is just making sure it glues straight so that it lines up with the other pieces that attach to it. And now if you did everything right, and you're going to glue all these pieces because they are loose. If they did this tight, it would be almost impossible to do because you would be breaking it and fudging it around everywhere. So, but yeah, glue it in place, and if you line it up right, it should work out. Just slow and patient. One little side note is you'll notice my glue bottle gets really gloopy. I have a paper towel at the side, and I'm constantly cleaning that tiny little needle point tip because it starts getting really stringy and gloopy and you lose your control. So keep your glue bottle clean. And now we're just going to put our little liner papers in and then put in our bread. Actually, we're not going to put our bread in just yet. We'll let that dry for a while first. This one only had one plant. Wow. When's the last time we did a project that had only one plant? I'm used to like 20, 30, a million plants in here. But this one's super easy. We're going to pop the little, I don't know, flower buds or something at the end. And then we're going to cut it down to size and then glue it into the circle. These three little stems do fit in there really tight, so which is a good thing. So they ain't going anywhere. Just try to get it in there, glue it until it looks right. And then you're going to glue around the rim of the little circle piece and then put it into your bucket. Now we're going to start our first of many little folding projects. They call this the toast. So what we're going to do is we're going to put these little plexis windows into the boxes. They look like, you know, how you have the to-go chicken boxes, kind of, or when you get a kitten, that kind of box that folds at the top. All right, now what we're gonna do is make the little quote toasts that go inside the boxes. The only thing, and it doesn't really matter, is I probably could have lined up where the, you can see the shape of the bread. Doesn't exactly match, it's flipped, but it really doesn't matter because once you stick it inside the box, you won't even barely see it. So just stick those little pieces of paper on it, and then you're gonna put a little base on there. And now we're gonna fold up the little box. It takes me a second to look at the instructions, but it's like any other box, just teeny tiny. So you're gonna fold the one end and glue it down, and then we're just gonna fold the bottom ends. Once you get into the box shape, you're just going to press your little toast piece in there, and you're going to see how it doesn't really matter that those little toasts are perfect or not, because they're just going in the box. And then you're going to fold down the top. If you've ever done, I guess the best thing is like a Happy Meal box, and you're just going to punch in the sides, and it'll be sealed shut. All right. Those first boxes were just practice because we got a whole lot more to do here. Pretty much the same concept, except these are more the standard cereal box kind of sizes. So you're just going to fold them. What's nice, at first I didn't realize it was pre-folded, but these do not need glued unless they pop up. There was a couple that I did glue because the lids kept popping up and just didn't look square enough to me. So glue where you want, and if it doesn't look right. And then you just fold it up like a little cereal box or any other box that you, gift box basically. And there's a lot of them. And there's two different styles. There's the square looking that makes it look like there's 3 things stacked together. And then there's this one, which is just the singles. But all the same concept, all the same folding. Lots and lots of little boxes all done. And I really liked reading all the labels and things. They put a lot of work into these teeny tiny little things. And then next we have a little shopping bag. It's got a funky little fold, but it's exactly the same thing, just there's no top fold. So you're gonna wrap it around, glue it. I held it with one of my tiny clothespins for a second or two. And then you're gonna glue the bottom. And then you're going to do some side folds you're going to see in a second. Once you get it all together, you're going to fold it so it looks more like a paper bag. It has pre-creases on there, which is really nice. So it should just kind of fold all together. I just used my nails and tried to keep that little V at the bottom to look a little more crisp, and you're all set. Now we're going to make this, they call it the transparent cabinet, and this is the most Lego-like piece there is. So you just click it all together, really. It can't be any easier. So you click the piece in, glue the little bear cake, our $20 bear cake in there, and you're good to go. The only thing I will say on this one is wait for your glue to dry before you start going to the next step after this, because that little cake will slide all over the place. So just see, I'm just going to be a little too impatient and put it together, and it will slide off, and I'll end up fixing it off camera. But just wait for the glue to dry and then go to the next step. Once you got those pieces in, you're just gonna seal it up with this little doodad. It literally is click in like Legos. It's super easy. Of course, you got to put your little labels of what everything is, and you're done with that piece. And talk about easy. This shopping basket, you put the handles on, the label in, you're done. You're gonna make a couple dessert boxes, and I'm just imagining these are like really pretty cookies. So they gave you these long tubes of poly clay, basically, and you're just gonna slice them into cookie sizes. And then the other one, which is really cool, looks like little cupcakes. You can see it there. Instructions don't really tell you how to put them in there. Just put them in there how you think they would look good. Just a pile of cookies, basically. And the cupcakes, I kind of, because there's not as many, tried to make it so you could see the shapes at least before you seal it up with the top. And the last step on this is just putting the label on. I made sure to overlap the glue on the sides just a smidge, because when you put this label on, you're gonna bend it around the top there. So just hold your finger there for a while so it looks like they stuck the sticker on there, and you're done. All right, if there was going to be a difficult spot here, it would be this one. I struggled a little bit making these little bread packages, I guess. I think it has to do with the plastic that they wanted you to use. They wanted you to use the plastic that came off the packaging for all your labels and things like that. And I think it's too stiff. It's really hard to work with. If they had a flimsier plastic, or I could have used like a piece of saran wrap, for example, would have been much, much, much easier. But we do how they say, and we learn from it, right? So here's where I cut all the pieces, just like they said, from the transparent wrapper. And you're gonna put your little piece of bread in the middle, fold it up like a triangle, and then you're gonna try to gather it up. Now this plastic is, I think it's too stiff for this job. I've done it with like some transparent gloves and things. I've done the same kind of project, but it was so stiff. You can see me just trying to get that to go to a small point there to be able to wrap it around with the wire that they provided. And I did use up the wire and break this wire. So for the last 2 or 3, I just found some I just found some pipe cleaners that I had just hanging around here, cut some of the fuzz off, and I used that for the last couple. You can't tell the difference, to be honest. You could also, if you had some twist ties from some actual bread that you have, you could have used that too. That probably would have worked out better. But do the best you can, try to squish it down, and it's not going to look 100% pretty, but it will in the end when you put them all together in the diorama. As you can see, we did the best we could, but it doesn't look terrible. And you're just gonna trim the top piece down. And I'm finding that I trimmed it down in this step, but once I put it into the bakery, I ended up cutting it down even further to fit into some of the pieces that they wanted it to go into. And here's where I ran out of wire, so I started using the pipe cleaners. And the pipe cleaner wire is a lot stronger than that other one, so I think it worked out a little bit better, a little bit tighter. But as you can see there, all together, they look fine. And then we're just gonna stick a little label on each one. I thought these were super cute. Probably one of my favorite little things that I made. I had to look at them for a while. Is little jam jars. So you're gonna stick the little lids on, and then it's gonna tell you to pre-roll the little labels, which is a good idea. I also did pre-folded the tops too here. So I kind of stuck it kind of where it was gonna go and fold it. So you can see my glue is getting dirty again. Clean your glue bottle. Stick your little labels on and you're done. Simple, but I think they turned out really, really cute. Okay, we got all our parts and pieces all ready to go. Looks kind of impressive when you put them all together, right? All right, let's get making it into a bakery, shall we? We're gonna do this in sections. So the big cabinet has a little cabinet on top, so we gotta do the little cabinet first, so that we can put it on the big cabinet, you know, so on and so forth. So just put your little trays in there and all your accessories. This one has a little cake stand, not much to it. You just stick your little donut on it and then there you go. Time to fill up this countertop. Next up, our other big cabinet with all the little cubbies, and we're just going to fill it with all those boxes that we folded up. First, we'll put some bread in this one, and then we'll fill the cubby holes. And on this one, before the glue dries, I had to slide everything over just a smidge so that the bear tray fits on there. That's the only thing. Just, you can slide it, and then this little guy will fit on there. There's not much on this little shelf, but we're going to put some sale signs and then start filling it with our bread. Now this is where before I stuck this in here, I had to cut the tops off so that it'll fit in that cabinet, because there's not a lot of headroom in there. So just cut it down until it fits is my only advice. And you got the tiny little one here, and you're gonna put your cookies in the bottom, and then a couple little breads on the top. It's the breads that are wrapped in that plastic that were probably the most difficult to deal with. You just kind of have to cut them down until they fit into the holes that they want them to go. All right, we got all our major furniture pieces all gussied up and ready to get installed. But first, we had to put some banners up on the beams. Super easy. You just punch out these little flags, glue them where they say, and then you're also going to put a little bakery banner up later on. If you do it, you got to kind of do it in order, because this would be tricky to do once you get all your little furniture pieces in there. So do it now, just like they said, and then it should not fall down on you. Now let's put some furniture in. go. Cute little bakery, chock full of products. There's donuts, there's cookies, there's muffin mix, there's jams and cakes. Anything you could possibly want. Okay, I think I want maybe that one. Oh, hey! Yeah! We got a lot of bread to choose from. We're open for business and picking out some bread. Even the $20 bear cake, which I'll say it's worth it. Mwah, it's yummy. Anyway, I am so glad you were able to watch this, and hey, if you're not already, thank you very much for subscribing, but go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's free. Doesn't hurt nobody, right? And it helps support me, and I'll do many more videos just like this. In fact, what should I make next? Leave a comment. Should I do another kit? Should I make something else? Maybe a coffee shop, or I don't know. What do you think? And of course, if you like this video, go ahead and click that little like button and it'll help me get into your recommended. And thanks so much. Again, love you guys, and let's enjoy some bread. Bye. Oh yeah, this one. Croissants.